It's election day, and we have decided to visit Ward 022 finance quarters here in Wuye, Amak, Abuja. For some of the places we have visited, voters seem to have gone way far, but here, surprisingly, we can still see long queues behind me and people still waiting for their turn to vote. But we have decided to talk to one of the presidential candidates who also in the race to find out his views so far about the elections and what are his expectations. Thank you very much, Mr. Tokwe, for speaking with us. So far, what are your observations?
Right, it's been a great day. I think the voting has gone on peacefully, I must say. There was a slight delay in the beginning, hence we still have a crowd here. Apart from that, we've had about 2,500 plus people here today, or even more, and the turnout has been very impressive because I voted here 4 years ago, at least, and I think perhaps even 8 years ago, and however, the turnout has been more than double what we've always had, which tells you that Nigerians are very much anxious about this vote and everybody wants to be heard, But by and large, it's been a great time. People have actually turned up in their numbers for this vote.
Well, you think people are not really worried about the fact that their businesses will be shut, all of everything closed down just for this exercise to hold?
Well, it's where we find ourselves in Nigeria. Some of us have been talking about the need for us to move towards something more electronic, something more innovative in nature. And I think it's something we need to begin to work towards. So yes, Nigerians don't seem worried, but they should be worried. We don't have to shut down a whole country and all businesses in order to vote. And some of us have seen how it works in other places. I voted in the UK before at least once, even as a mere student. And what we do, you vote on a Tuesday, and you vote on your way to work, on your way to school. You vote and then continue to where you're going. And I think that, look, I'm hoping that we would not actually allow our past to keep defining our future. By believing that things can never change, that we're going to continue to be the way we are, But so over time, Nigerians will begin to get worried, and that's why some of us are involved in this process. Some of us are competing in this process, so that at least we can begin to bring in new perspective into how things should be done.
Well, do you think we have been able to make a recovery following the postponement from last Saturday to this Saturday? I mean, there have been amount gone, like say $200 billion, $300 billion. But do you know the specifics, the amount that you feel Nigeria will be struggling at this point to recover following the postponement?
Well, the way to do the proper costing is actually to look at how many days we are having to shut down. So we had a holiday yesterday, in most of the country and so on. Even before then, there was a time with the students were sent home and all of that. So you have to look at all of those days. And let's do a proper costing. Say, okay, we lost a certain Thursday, Friday earlier on. We lost another Friday now. Probably, I don't know what's going to happen after 2 weeks. Maybe we're going to lose another Friday. Then you take all the Saturdays and all of that. We're talking of about 7 clear days shutdown. And of course, if you look at Nigeria's GDP as about $420 billion, a rough estimate, that means that we've lost 7 days of GDP. And that's about 7 times 1.3 or thereabouts. Looking at something close to $10 billion. Okay, so $10 billion. You can now say, okay, fine. These are, ordinarily, some of these days are weekend. Let's even discount for 50%. That's at least $5 billion lost. However, do we have any mechanism by which we can speed up work when we resume and when everything comes back online to catch up with this number of days? Because what usually happens when you shut down a business is that it takes time for you to be able to reboot and be at the level that you are. However, you know my views on this. I don't believe that Nigeria is doing business at the level it should be. I don't think government is budgeting at the level it should be. I think that Nigeria is full of little local champions who think that that's the best they can achieve. You know what I'm saying? But so what we need is a bigger thinking level and bigger thinking velocity, that we need to begin to think big. We need to begin to set very high, big, hairy, audacious goals for ourselves as a people and as businesses in this country. Hopefully, when that day comes, it will also come with a package that we don't have to shut down our economy because we are voting. And yeah, we need to understand that where countries are right now. Countries are thinking, 24 hours economy, even in Africa, in South Africa, in Kenya, and all of them. When you go there, even in the middle of the night, you see such level of traffic that you don't see here. In Kenya, even in Uganda, there are many shops, filling stations, open all night and so on. Yeah, and I think, unfortunately, again, we're being defined by our mistakes in the past, and this is not good enough. I believe that we can do a lot better.
Thank you very much for speaking with us.
You're welcome, bro.